Hello everyone, my name's Ethan. This is my channel, Gringo Campesino. I've been super busy lately, a lot of different projects, nothing really interesting for YouTube, so I haven't really made any videos. But I am coming to a close on one video that I do think is interesting, one project rather that I think is interesting, and that's I'm expanding the retractable roof. This harvest, this last coffee harvest, I was really short on drying space, and so I have two solutions to that. One, I'm expanding what they call here the elda. I don't know if that's actually a Spanish word or if that's a local Colombian word, but it's basically the retractable roofs that people use to dry coffee. So I had one where you could see behind me the remnants of my coffee harvest. This is the last part that needs to dry out. But as you can see, it's open to the elements. So I need to close the roof when it's raining and open it when it's sunny. But during certain times of the year, I don't really have that option because it's raining almost all the day. And that way, the harvest of the coffee is going faster than the drying. So I need to expand it. So I have this space, I'll turn around here, and I expanded it, but I didn't have room for the rails. So this part of the roof, this older part of the roof, the whole roof is on rails. So I pull a rope and it moves on these tracks, these rails, to open up and keep this space open for the coffee drying. Well, I didn't have that option on the other space, and so I had heard of this design that other people had used, but I've never seen it before. So I kind of had to come up with my own design. But anyway, I had a convertible roof. So as you can see behind me, it's a normal roof structure. And I have the boards down. Unfortunately, these boards need to be replaced. I got some really bad quality timber, unfortunately. So I'm going to pull them up eventually and put down some fiber cement boards, which will be more resistant to everything. But anyway, you can see the roof comes almost completely vertical. So I'm 99% done. I need to add some cables because I don't want this to become a sail and blow off my roof. It is welded on this one point, this one axis point, this hinge. But, you know, this is a big piece of metal. I'm sure a gust of wind will really affect that. So anyway, I put it on the hinge. I welded that. I'll give you a closer look. And then it goes up about this level. And the way the sun tracks, I don't think it's going to give me any shade. The sun tracks the way I'm looking, so this way. So the way it's opening, the sun could come in and should give me sun, the maximum amount of sun I'm going to get during the day. I am in a valley. You can see up this way and up this way. So I do miss out on about 2.5 hours of direct sun that people on top of these mountains will get. So I have to maximize the sun I do have. The second thing that I am planning on doing, but I haven't started yet, is I'm going to build a plastic hoop house. So when it's constantly raining, I can put coffee in there to get the last bit of drying, and I don't have to worry about opening and closing it because it'll just be like a greenhouse type drying. So let me switch around the camera and I'll show you how I did this. Excuse the mess a little bit. I'm in the final stages. I need to do a little bit more welding just to do the final connection. But you can see the structure is pretty much a standard structure for a roof, except it's cut in half. And I had to put these support bars so that it doesn't twist in the wind, or when I'm pulling it down, winching it open, it doesn't twist. And so the biggest challenge was trying to figure out how do I build these hinges. And so what I came up with was, excuse my bad welding. Well, on this part it isn't even welded yet. So what I came up with was this larger diameter bar or tube fits directly over this other one here. I don't know the dimensions exactly, but it's a pretty tight fit. And so I needed to elevate that a little bit. So I took a little piece of angle iron, stretched the whole way to tie these roof beams in, cut out a little section and added in this larger diameter tubing so it works on a hinge inside there. So this larger tubing flexes and turns as I open it, and this longer one is the structure that ties it all together and keeps it solid. So I have one on every connection there. And so I just need to, I have the welder up here. I have this little cheap farm welder, but I need to weld up some of the last bits just to make it a little bit stronger in case of some wind. But I do expect if it's windy, I'm going to have to close this. And then up here, I'm going to have to tie some cables down to the structure of the roof. And with that, if it is blowing, I'll have some guy lines to help support it. So let me give you a full view of what's going on here. So this is all the drying space. So I added, I'm guessing that would be 1/3 to 1/2 extra drying space. And then when I build the greenhouse, I'll make a quick video showing how I'm doing that. Pretty simple. But let me walk down from the roof and I'll show you how I winch the roof open. So just basic stairs. I've had some problems with my dogs wanting to go play in the coffee. So I had to put in this little gate here. So pretty simple design here to get up onto the roof. And then this is the roof area here. So what I did, and I'll show it from the different angle. So I extended this roof quite a bit farther away from the house than it needs to be. And the idea of that is I wanted to put these counterweights to make it less stressful on the winch. And so I just got what I believe is intended for like a boat winch. So maybe a trailer to attach a boat. So I just built and welded this bracket, connected it to the wall, then connected it to the center here. And because the counterweights are kind of keeping it balanced, I'm not getting any twisting. And this is dead center in the middle of the roof. So maybe I can put down the camera and I'll show you how it works. So you can see when it's fully up, it's pretty extreme. So you can see that the overhang is quite long to counterbalance the heavier structure up here. So I think it's going to work pretty well. Like I said, I just want to add some guy lines to protect it from the wind. And when the next harvest is, I'll have a small harvest probably in the end of October, so I'll get a chance to use it then. But it seems to be working much better than I expected, and I was able to save this productive orange tree I have here. So I think it worked out well. We'll see how it goes.